Man, this is such a long book. This is going to take me some time to read. Oh, hi guys! It's Teacher Mark here. Okay, right, so today I'm going to talk to you about reading. Okay, right, reading is very important to improve upon your language skills. All the skills are important: reading, writing, speaking and listening. But reading is very important because by reading you will obtain new vocabulary, and new vocabulary will improve your English language. So, before you go running out to the bookshops to get a pretty book that looks nice to you, I want to give you some advice. So, first things first, don't go out and get a book like this. I mean, this is a fantastic book, but for English learners, it's not. The reason being that this book contains a lot of high-level vocabulary, so depending on your level, this might not be suitable for you. Also, because it's quite a thick book, in a language that you're maybe not so comfortable with, that's going to probably become quite boring as you're reading it, and it's going to force you to give up. And this is something we don't want you to do. We want you to read to improve your English, not to give up. So, okay, so you do not want a book like this. So what do you need? Actually, you also do not want to make the mistake of just finding a book like this that's very, very thin, and you think, oh, okay, there's not many pages, this will do. No, it won't. Be careful, because once again, this is a classic, this is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, but this one, once again, will contain high-level vocabulary. So this is also not a book for English learners. So what do you buy, I hear you call? Okay, so I'll tell you what you need. In the English language, you're very lucky because over time there's been a lot of evolution, and they've been improving the way we teach English and the way we learn English. So you guys have capabilities of getting books that are like this. Okay, this is a Penguin reader, but there are other brands out there like Macmillan and so on and so forth, and they're basically called easy readers, and they are set at the level for your level. So for example, if you are an elementary student, you can get a book that's elementary level. This one is actually elementary level. There's some of them are, you can get books that are stories, you can get books that are on specific topics. So like this one is on water for life, so this is more of a nature style book. If you look at the back of the books, it'll give you the levels. It'll also tell you the number of words that are in the book, and then that vocabulary in this case will be set at an elementary level. So this is very important. You get something that's the correct level for you. These books are very good because they also come with a CD, so maybe you want to listen to the story as well, so you can do that. Okay, if you can't get hold of these books, then there's also other books available for you guys. So let's look more towards children's stories, children's books. So first of all, if you're going to go for a children's book, get something that is of interest to you. So for example, this is Goosebumps. These are very interesting stories. There's something that, for example, I would like if I was if I could get this in a Portuguese language, because I'm learning Portuguese, then I would go for something like this because it's of interest to me. So find something that interests you. Being a children's book, the vocabulary and the language level is going to be very low, so therefore you should find that a lot easier. Once again, it's normally children's books are small, short stories, so you don't get bored so quickly. Also available, you can get hold of classic novels, or even, they don't have to be classic novels, they could just be stories that you know that have been adapted from movies and such things. And for example, like this one here, this is The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. This is quite a famous book, but this one has been adapted for children. And when I mean it's been adapted for children, you can see it's got big letters, it's got pictures in it, so this is going to be easier to read than the original version of it. So that's the style of books that you guys should be reading. Okay, let me give you a few more extra hints and tips. So, firstly, when you read a book, you do not have to understand every single word in that book. You're looking to understand the context of what is going on in that story or in that sentence. That's more important to you. But if you are hindered, if you do have problems with understanding the sentence, then okay, you do need to figure out what that word means. So, this is why it's incredibly important to keep a dictionary at hand. As you can see, I have a dictionary here. There is also a bigger dictionary here, which has more advanced level words in it. You probably won't need that yet. So when you find a word that you do not understand, it's a good practice if the book is yours. Do not do this with library books, okay? If the book is yours, then you can underline the words. By underlining the words, it helps you to remember it. And even if you have to, you can come back to it at a later date and go, ah, yeah, this was that word. I understand this word. So this is something that's very good practice for you, to underline the words. Also, if you have a dictionary, you can also underline words in the dictionary, because once again, if you forget that word, when you come to look it up a second time, just by it being underlined, it might remind you what that word means. You'll look at it and go, oh yeah, I know this word, I underlined it before. So, for example, this book here, this one, as you can see, there are a couple of words underlined on the page. We've got crane, and we've got a word called lanky. Okay, now they're strange words, so obviously whoever was reading this book underlined these words because it was important for them to understand the context of what was going on. So, in this case, crane is a bird, so it's a type of bird, and this person, Eichenbod, looked like a crane, so he resembled a crane. So this was very important for them to understand, what did he look like. And the word lanky, this means to be very tall, but normally in quite a thin profile, so quite a tall person. So he was lanky. So these were words that was important to the person reading this book. So you can obviously underline words that are important to you. So I hope that's helped you guys with your abilities of reading, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe below, and you can also keep up with me on my Facebook page, which is M. Wickham English Services. Once again, the link for that is below. Thanks guys, I hope to see you in my next video. Take care, bye bye.